Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Dusty Page. I'm Juliet. So for this video, I decided to tell you guys how I annotate and other ways to annotate besides how I do it. For other people, maybe they just want it for fun, they just want it to make their book colorful or personalized, or yeah, they're just like me. They want to read it again and see how they felt about it the first time or the second time around. Let's go on with the annotating. The first book I ever annotated was Stranger the Dreamer by Lani Taylor, and it wasn't like I was going to write on it or put flags or put highlights everywhere. It's just that I would look at a phrase and I'll be like, wow, that's actually really witty, or that could be a really good quote. I would just highlight them like this. And back then when I was doing it, I actually didn't know that it's actually called annotating. So I would just highlight phrases that caught my eye, and it was really fun because Lani Taylor's writing is really beautiful. That is the first step in annotating. If you're just not ready yet, you can just highlight quotes, highlight your favorite parts. You don't have to make a color scheme where this color means like this. You can just highlight. It's just for funsies. And that's what my sister usually does. And when I first saw it, I was just like, why are you writing on your book? The second book I annotated was The Cruel Prince, and when I annotated this, I was like, wow, I'm actually doing annotating. And it was on my Instagram. You could check it out. It's on my highlights. I decided to annotate from being the person who doesn't like writing on her book ever. Like doing anything to my book to damage it is just like, no, oh my god. But with this one, I took the risk because I saw this booktuber. Her name was Kat, and she's Paperback Dreams in YouTube and on Instagram. And I saw her annotating her book, and I was just like, what are you doing? And then I look at it more, and I was like, wow, that's actually really artistic, and it's fun. It looks fun because she's like personalizing her book. It's like her own, and it's like her diary, her review book. So with this one, I tried it, and it was so easy for me because once I wrote on it, once I highlighted it, I was just like, I'm not gonna stop. Okay, I'm a little dark, but I need to like focus the lighting in here. So there were highlights and there were writings on the side, my feelings. When I write on my book, it's always like, what am I feeling at the time when I was reading it? I'm just gonna be like, OMG, lol, or anything like that. Or I'm gonna be like, oh, I totally knew this. I totally saw this coming or something. And it's actually fun when I reread it and seeing myself freaking out, because when I'm reviewing it, I can't really remember what I felt, or sometimes I don't felt it as much. So when I'm writing on it, I feel it so much. This is one of my favorite page because it was like, there were so many highlights and so many just like writings on the side and other parts. And the highlights on this one, I didn't really know what they mean at the time. I was just like, okay, you're gonna highlight with different colors, you're going to write on the side. So I didn't really know what I was doing and how I was like, how will I know what I felt? Like, is this a theory? Is this an important thing? You know, that kind of stuff. So it was just like highlighting and writing on the side. And it was actually really fun. Once you've started it, you can't stop. It's just gonna be contagious. So that's another thing that you can do when you're annotating. Next book that I annotated with a different style was Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. And with this one, I started using flags because I was just like, oh, those flags look so cool. Look at them. Look at them. And this is what I use. I got this from a school supply store in our local place. You know, it was only 26 pesos. But when I got to National Bookstore, it was like 200 plus. And it was just like, why am I going to pay 200 for this when I got it for like 26? I also bought my own highlighters because the highlighters I used for The Cruel Prince were highlighters of my mom or my sister. So I bought my own, and it has the same colors. Look, green, orange, and yellow and pink, and it's actually fun because when I annotate it has like a color scheme now, and it's really fun. And then I made this note. I've already shown this to you guys before. The color blue one is the problematic and negative feels stuff. This is when I don't like what's happening or the writing. It's just like, what is this kind of writing? What is this character? And this is like the negative review, the problematic of the book. And then the yellow one is the important things that happened in the book, like character development and all. And then the pink one is the romance, very obvious. And then the green one is the theories or the revelations, when there is just like, for example, a fantasy book, there's going to be a revelation and I'm just going to be like, whoa, okay, that's really cool. And then the orange is for the extras. The extras is the quotes, the funny moments, and anything that I think is something worth highlighting. So that was the way I used to annotate and how I annotate now. Now I'm going to teach you guys how to annotate without writing on your book or just highlighting on them. I understand a lot of you guys for not writing on your book. It's really scary and it's like a big step for a lot of you, but it's fine because there are sticky notes that are going to help you in doing this. Although I don't do this, I just thought of this idea because I was just like looking at these videos and I'm just gonna see like sticky notes on their book edges and I'm just gonna be like, oh, maybe that's how they annotate, but I'm not really sure if that's how they annotate, but I think it will help. This idea will help you in some way. Let's get the H give, a current read of mine. I'm still annotating this with the flags. Now I'm going to teach you guys how to annotate with sticky notes. Now, with every time I annotate, I have color schemes. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get like a sticky note like this orange one, and if you ever see a quote, you're just gonna put it right beside the quote. You know what I mean? But if you don't want it to look like that, because right here you can see that it's actually covering the writings, you're not going to use sticky notes, are you? You're going to use post-its or flags or something like these, because the difference with this is that it's plastic and it's actually easy to see through, because like for example in here you can't really see it that much, but when I cover it, it's not really going to cover the writing. It's just going to be transparent and all because it's plastic and you can see through plastic. So post-its can actually really help you. Now with the annotating with the note, now what you're gonna do is you saw something and you want to like express yourself, say what you want, say what you felt in reading that. You're going to go into it and then get a sticky pad, anything at all. Just gonna get this really cool one and I'm just gonna write in here what I felt and just stick it up on this on the top. And you can see that I actually felt that when I was reading it. I'm just gonna be like, wow, that really sucks. This character is really stupid. That's another way that I think will help you in annotating. If you don't want to use sticky notes, but you actually want to like express yourself, you can always use notes. Like get a notebook, write your feelings on a notebook. You just have to like put the page in. You're going to remember the page, like for example page 99. You're gonna put it on your notebook and you're gonna be like, oh, on page 99 this was what I felt, and you're gonna put there the quote that you remember in that page, you know, or you're just gonna copy it because that's basic. I used to do that for reviews like Empire of Storm and other Sarah J. Maas books. I used to like do the writings, but I don't do it on this notebook. So if you think that I don't really want to annotate, these are some perks of annotating. Annotating can like help you find the page you're looking. If you want to reread a scene, for example, I love to reread a scene from Winter, from the Lunar Chronicles series. I always remember the scene with Crescent Thorn, and I always want to go back to it, but I didn't annotate back then, so I can't really find it as much, but now I put a sticky note on it. When you want to reread that scene, it's so easy to find because you're just gonna be like, okay, that was a romance thing. Now I'm gonna look for the pink one and just look for the pink one. For the other pink ones, just gonna browse the pink flags, or if I want to like remember the revelation that happened in this book, I'm just gonna look for the green one. I'm gonna see, oh yeah, look, there's the green one, that's the revelation. And as I said, it can help you express yourself in the book, and it is easier because it's just on the point of when you just have that emotion and you just want to write it somewhere, but you can't really remember what you felt when you were reading it. So when you annotate, you're going to remember what you felt. It's like a throwback. You're just gonna be like, oh, this is how I think when I was in that age? You're going to feel so special when you annotate because not a lot of people are doing it. And it actually makes me special that I annotate. So I'm really happy that I started annotating. Although I don't annotate on every book I read, I just pick on other books because there are times where I'm just like, I don't want to waste my post-its with this. So that's all for today, guys. I'll see you guys and you'll see me on the next video. Bye-bye!